Wait, you've probably been answering the wrong interview questions this whole time. Oh my goodness, seriously. Because if what I'm about to share with you clicks, you are going to prepare for interviews differently, completely differently going forward. And not just in your next interview, in every interview that you walk into from this time forward. Let me explain what I mean. Think about the last interview that you prepared for. You probably spent hours practicing. Tell me about yourself. What are your strengths? Tell me about a time that you dealt with conflict. Why should we hire you? And you probably watched multiple videos on social medias. You read articles. You prepared your star examples. And you walked into the interview confidently, thinking that you've prepared for everything. And you answered, all the questions to the best of your ability, and you left thinking that, oh, you actually nailed that interview. You killed it. And a few days later, you get an email. You've decided to move forward with another candidate. Ouch. I know that stings. It's really frustrating. And they don't quite tell you why. They don't answer why they actually went with another candidate. They didn't tell you that your answer wasn't convincing enough. So you went back, you're preparing even harder. But I don't think preparation is your problem. I think that most people are preparing for the wrong thing. What I'm about to share is very critical. So I need you to bring out your notepad because it actually changed everything for me. It changed how I interview and increased my interview success rate to 90%. So this is very crucial. You see, most people think interviewers are trying to decide whether you can do the job. Yes, that is actually part of it. But there's another question running through their mind for the entire interview. And once you understand it, you will never interview the same way again. Do you want to know the real question behind every interview? Write this down. The real question that they are trying to ask themselves is, if we hire this person, what value are they going to bring? Let me repeat myself. If we hire this person, what value are they going to bring? Because everything comes back to one question. Think about it. Hiring you is an investment. Your salary, your training, your benefits, your manager's time, your equipment, your onboarding. They are investing all of that into one person. So underneath every question they ask you in an interview, they are really trying to uncover and they're just trying to answer just one thing. What is our return on investing in this person? Let me make it simpler. They are basically asking, what are we getting in return now that we have decided to hire this person? And once I understood it, it just changed everything because I stopped preparing answers and I started preparing for the decisions that they were trying to make. Did you catch that? I wasn't just answering interview questions. I was helping the interviewer picture me on their team. Picture me solving problems. Picture me creating value, creating a return on whatever they've invested in me. And that's when I noticed something really interesting. You see, almost every strong interview answer that I gave had the same things in common. I didn't even realize I was doing it at first. In fact, the fifth one that I'm going to share with you, I only learned recently myself. And honestly, I wish someone had taught me this years ago. So this is what I want you to do from now on. Every time you are answering an interview question, every time you are introducing yourself, every time you're telling them why should they hire you, every time you're pitching yourself for an opportunity, I want you to ask yourself a question. Does my answer communicate these 5 words? Not necessarily say them. Does it actually communicate these 5 things? Because that is what will actually make a difference. If you remember nothing else from this video, you need to remember these 5 words I'm about to share with you. Number 1, ownership. Because what you're really telling the interviewer is that you can trust me. If something goes wrong, I'll take full responsibility. I'll get it done. I'm going to roll off my sleeve and get it done. And people love who they can trust. But of course, trust isn't everything. So that takes me to number 2, initiative. This is the second important word. Initiative is just simply telling them, you see, I don't wait to be told what to do. I look for solutions. If I see a problem, I do something about it. Think about your own workplace. Who's the person that everybody relies on? Usually, it's the person with initiative. And that's what you want to be communicating going forward, because every workplace needs someone with an initiative. Well, of course, initiative changes. So the third word you need to communicate is adaptability, because things changes, technology, policies changes, team change. Employers do not expect you to know everything, but they do expect you to learn, to be adaptable. And that is what it looks like when you tell them that you're adaptable. So now we're getting closer to the important one. The fourth one is strategic. What did I say? Strategic. I really love this one a lot, and I want you to use it more, because strategic people don't just complete tasks, they understand why the task matters. They think about the outcomes, they think about the impacts, they think about the big picture. So when you're answering questions in an interview, use the word strategic. Don't just tell them what you did, tell them why what you did mattered. Tell them that you're a deep thinker. And now this is the one that completely changed the whole game. And once I knew this one, the fifth one is commercially aware. Okay, it sounds weird or wonky, but I'll break it down, because I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Simi, I don't work in business. I work in government. I work in non-profit. Neither do I. I mean, I first came across this word, commercial awareness, and when I thought about it, it's not about finance. It's more about sales. It's simply understanding that every organization, whether it's a company, whether it's a government department, whether it's a charitable organization, or even a startup, they are investing in you. So your job in that interview is to help them believe that they will get a return on that investment. That's it. It's not hard. That's what commercial awareness really means. So what does that actually sound like in an interview? Now, let's go back to one of the most common interview questions. Why should we hire you? Let's see how this actually works in practice. Most people say, oh, hire me because I am hardworking, I am passionate, I am a team player. There's actually nothing wrong with this question, but it doesn't fully or clearly show why you are the best choice. And everybody actually says that. So instead, you need to say something like, I understand that hiring is an investment, and throughout my career, I have been focused on creating value by improving efficiency, solving problems, reducing risk, and helping the organizations I have worked with achieve their goals. Now, don't stop there, because of course, a lot of people will stop there. This is where most candidates would stop, but you need to then give them one example. Maybe you've improved the process, or maybe you've actually reduced waiting times. Maybe you've solved a problem that nobody else had noticed. Maybe it was you who made your team's work easier. You put in place processes. You need to give them something concrete that they can picture, because people don't remember claims. They don't remember it's when you bluff or brag. They remember evidence. So let me leave you with this. Stop preparing for interview questions. Start preparing for the decisions that they are trying to make, because the strongest candidates are not always the most qualified. They are the ones who make it easiest for the interviewer to picture the value that they will create. So in your next interview, don't ask yourself, how do I impress them? Ask yourself, how do I make myself an obvious choice? How do I make it obvious that hiring me is a good investment? That is one question that changes everything. If this video helped you, let me know in the comments what's one thing that you're going to change before your next interview. And please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.